Good evening. My name is Satoshi Ikeda. I'm a professor of sociology at Concordia. And I checked up what happened last year and then got intimidated a little bit because it was first generation Asian artist gathering, and I'm an artist. And therefore, I'm going to talk about my being an artist. But then before becoming an artist, I was something before, something different. So something different was my life story. And my life story is always like aspiration, try a little bit, but then disappointed. That's kind of a pattern of my life. So I was born as a really the son of a very poor household in Japan, and my family processed a little bit of the tiny metal parts for the toys, and then electronic stuff for the automobiles, and these are the bottom layer of the Japanese society. We struggle hard, work so long, and then make just a little bit of income. And coming from that environment, I grew an enormous, strong sense of social justice. I hated the Japanese state. I hated the Japanese company. I hated the Japanese. Did it really all? But what I end up, of course, being a Japanese, I have to study if you want to do something. So motivated by the sense of justice, I wanted to change the world. But I was kind of indoctrinated with this Bolshevik idea. Save the state and then change the world. But my life story is to realize that is not the way to go. That is, if you own the power, power corrupts you. So therefore, but I never had the power. So because coming from the poor household, the best I could become was a university professor, and I became one, and that's okay. But throughout my study, I tried to change the world, and then it didn't really matter in the end. I got so disappointed. I studied economics, and there are so many bad things I can say about economics, so I don't say. And then I switched to the sociology. Sociologists critique people, but they never try to change. And then I got disappointed with my Marxist friends, and then especially after the 2008 crisis, nothing happens. So I got disappointed with the poor people too. Anyways, so I have to really change the course of my way of thinking and action. So I ended up trying to create something like the garden in Chinatown. That's one, and I am participating in student activities to create different cooperatives, like Hive Cafe in the Royal campus, and then Mez Cafe. Formerly, Java U Space is going to be a student-run co-op. We feature fair trade organic coffee and a lot of local organic produce and the vegetables and so forth. And so we are going to create alternatives, and that's the only way we can change. That is, you have to become part of the change to create something better. If you believe in the evil system, don't change much. Okay, but then I have to prepare for my retirement. I came to realize that, oh my God. So I took a creative writing course last year, and then I started taking a photography course, and I started painting. The painting happened kind of by accident. We renovated our condo. It took 4 years. But after finishing everything, I didn't want to hang the same old poster I carried from my graduate student days with IKEA furniture. So we went to old Montreal, and went to the galleries, and my wife and I couldn't agree what we have to buy. So I told her, give me $500. I'm gonna buy the paint, and I start painting. And then of course I did the photography course, and then I've been doing photography a long time. Therefore, and I took a Photoshop course last winter semester, and I started doing something with my art. So I want to talk about my art. Can you turn off the light, please? So that's a view of Montreal from my apartment. And I did Photoshop. Yeah, Photoshop, yes. Next, please. And I like to take kind of a detailed patterns of the nature. Why? Because I don't like to ask people permission, like consent. So I don't like the people thing. But next, please. So I get mesmerized by the fire and all these patterns. And then next, please. This is tulip. Yeah. So these are my kind of a photography work. And then, next please. So I started painting, and this is my first drawing that I did last summer. And next please. This is my rendition of a Las Vegas sunset. I love Las Vegas, but this is my kind of a Devil's Tower rendition. I've been there twice. I was so impressed. Anyway, next please. And this is my take on New Hampshire mountains. I really wanted to be a bit merry. Next please. And this is the Mount Washington, and that's a White Mountain area. Next please. And this is my take on Saskatchewan from the sea, from the air. Like this is what it looks like to me. Next, please. So it's a Mount Fuji, but my wife hated it. So it's hanging in my studio, and don't know. But I really wanted to enjoy the color. Next, please. And this is one of the latest painting, and I call it title it Tranquility. But this is a movement of the air and then water and so forth, and I wanted to really enjoy the color. Next, please. And this is the latest. It's not over yet. Over the sea, I want to put some Milky Way by just sprinkling the sparkling thing that I get from a dollar shop to complete it. But the title of this painting is Lake Montreal. This is what happened after human beings. So because of this enormous global warming, we end up really having so much swamps on the earth. So this is my Montreal. Thank you very much.